Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, there's some interesting developments coming out of Ukraine. A statement made by one of the members of their military that was translated and sent around. And the statement, in not so many words, basically says we're going to be committing some war crimes. The reaction that it's gotten has been, I'm not very surprised by it, to say the least. But I would like to address it in case you're on the fence on what to feel about it. It seems weird to be on the fence about war crimes, personally. Um, I didn't think it would be a hot take to say that war crimes are bad, but that's where we are. They're the conflict that I see people having is that, well, Russia's committing war crimes and Russian war crimes are worse. I do not see a difference, frankly. I understand that, you know, in combat things can happen. You know, it's not all, you know, not everybody follows the same rules. And there are, as weird as it sounds, we have come up with rules of engagement that are mostly agreed upon on an international scale. But I do understand that combat is not cut and dry and things happen. When you release statements from your, members in power that essentially say, we've given commands to commit war crimes, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. At that point, it's not an individual making that choice. You've essentially given a command for people to do that. I don't feel like I need to elaborate on how bad that can get. I'm sure you can imagine. Now, I look at something like this when I first read it, and to me, I'm not that very well learned. I'm sure you can tell by everything. Mostly of what I've read is fiction books and fantasy and sci-fi and stuff like that. And what I'm reminded of is a sci-fi series, the Ender's series. First book is Ender's Game. Ender's introduced as a child who goes through a military academy where the children think that they're just playing a game. But the reveal is that, spoilers ahead for Ender's Game if you haven't read it or watched the movie, but the reveal is that they aren't, the troops that they're commanding in their games that they're playing are human troops. And the enemies that they're killing in these games are living creatures. And Ender wins his, final round of combat by extincting a planet. He kills everything except for one creature on the planet, and that was an accident. But, the queen survives, and it turns into a whole series. But regardless, he was not aware of what was happening. And he says a really powerful line as the story ends, where he's talking to one of his military commanders and says, winning isn't the most important part, it's how we win. And I agree with that. You have to maintain your humanity, especially in this modern era of combat. The world is watching. Everybody's got phones. Everybody can see what happens. The real conflict that I have when it comes to who's committing war crimes, and again, I realize it sounds weird to have conflict about war crimes. Obviously, war crimes are bad. The way that we do court about war crimes, I think they honestly call it the Rome Council. I can't really remember. I'll put something in the description. But they go after individuals who commit war crimes. They don't go after whole countries. I do think that's a good thing. But in the other hand of that, when you have orders coming down from on high that this is what we're doing out here, I don't mean to, what do they call it, Nuremberg defense people with, I was just following orders. But it does seem really odd that, I really hope that, and it's not an if, it's when it comes down to putting these guys to court for their war crimes. Yeah, the people who committed them need to be charged, but the people who gave them those orders need to be charged twice as much. If you're in command of somebody, you need to be honest with them about what they're doing. You need to make sure they are aware, like really let them know what they should expect, and obviously don't command people under you to commit crime. I hope it doesn't come to that, but frankly, with the statement they put out, we're probably going to get some really bad news in the next couple of days. So just get ready for that. Y'all have a good day.